Okay, so I will continue with this topic, telephonic etiquette. Telephone etiquette. All right. So yesterday I had already discussed about some of the etiquettes, and today I am going to discuss about few more. All right. So the first etiquette that I would like to discuss about today is quickly take the calls. Especially in case of official calls, you are supposed to take the calls quickly. You need to receive the calls quickly within 3 rings. Alright, within 3 rings, you should respond to the call. So you might have a landline, you might have uh, an official mobile phone, so you are supposed to handle that call, you are supposed to receive that call quickly, and you shouldn't like make the caller wait for a longer period. All right, so you need to receive the call, respond to the call within 3 rings. All right, next is greet people over telephone. Now, whenever you receive the call or whenever you are the person who is calling somebody, don't forget to greet people over the telephone. Start with a good morning, start with a good evening, start with a good afternoon. You are supposed to greet people, and that is considered as a good behavior. So, that is why whenever you call somebody or whenever you receive someone else's call, then you should greet that person before starting the conversation. All right. Next is listen carefully and respond politely. So you have to be a good listener. When the other person is saying something, you must listen to the other person very carefully, and you should also respond to the person very nicely and in a polite manner. Okay. The next point is do not chew, drink, or eat while talking. So when you are having a conversation over the phone, when you are talking over the phone, you are not supposed to eat anything or drink anything or chew anything. Okay, you're supposed to stop for some time, even if you are having your lunch, even if you're eating something already, and in the middle of that you get a call. Okay, you need to stop eating for some time, you need to stop chewing for some time, and you need to have the conversation, and then you can start eating again. But while you're having the conversation, do not chew or do not eat, because the other person can figure it out. Even if the other person cannot see you, but if you chew or if you eat something while you're talking, it's very easy for the other person to guess that you're eating something or you're chewing something, and it is also considered as a bad manner. So that is why you should not chew, drink, or eat anything while talking. So a lot of people have the habit of chewing gums. Okay, so whenever you are having a conversation with someone, do not keep on chewing. Okay, do not keep on chewing that particular gum. You can stop for some time, carry on with the conversation. After you are done with the conversation, then you can start again. But while you're having the conversation, please avoid chewing, drinking, and eating something. Okay. Next is don't make sound while placing the receiver. Now, this is another very important thing. When you use the telephone, okay, when you use the telephone, a lot of people they make a lot of sound while placing the receiver. You should not make sound while placing the receiver, because if the other person is still there on the other side of the line, then the other person will just hear that noise. So that is why you should handle uh, even you should handle the telephone carefully and gently, so that whenever you receive the call, you should pick up the receiver. You should pick it up very slowly. You should pick it up in a gentle manner. And when you're placing the receiver, after the your conversation is over, make sure that you do not make any kind of sound. You should not just place it, and you should not just make sound while placing it. That's a bad manner. Okay. And next is, don't disconnect the call while the other person is talking. Now this is very important. Okay. Now there's a lot of people who has this habit of disconnecting the call in the middle of the conversation. There are a lot of people who will just who will make a call, tell whatever he or she wants to say, and then disconnect the call, and will not listen to the other side. But you're not supposed to do that thing. You're not supposed to disconnect the call while the other person is talking. So there should be a conclusion to the conversation. All right. Next is, try not to keep the other person on hold, but if required, then inform the person beforehand. So, you should try not to keep anyone on hold, but if it is required, for example, if you need to search a file, if you need to search a particular document, and there's someone on the line, you should inform the other person that please be online. uh, I will get back to you. I need to search this document. I will find out the document. I will get back to you. Please wait for some time. I am keeping your call on hold. So you are supposed to tell the person that you are putting him or her on hold. All right. There are a lot of people who does not inform the other person that they are putting the person on hold. All right. So when you do not inform the other person that you are putting on hold, the other person will not be able to understand what is actually going on. So that is why you are supposed to tell the other person, if you are putting the other person on hold, you are supposed to inform the other person. All right. So these are some of the etiquettes that you need to follow, especially in case of official calls. You need to take care of whenever you're handling some official calls. You need to take care of these things. Whenever you're handling the personal calls, you need to take care of a certain things, but it's again, it's your choice. Okay. But in case of official calls, especially in case of official calls, it's your responsibility to maintain these rules and regulations while having conversation over the phone, while receiving the call, while disconnecting the call. So these are some of the telephone or cell phone etiquettes. So is there any doubt regarding the telephone or cell phone etiquette?
Oh, ma'am.
So it's a very simple topic and very easy to understand. I will share the notes, go through the notes, read the notes, and then if you feel like that you have a doubt somewhere, then you can ask me. So it's a very easy one, and I have only explained you only a few etiquettes, only a few rules and regulations that one should follow while using the telephone or the cell phone. The basic ones, especially the basic ones. So there are others as well. So I know. You can, if you can, then you can also try to find out the other etiquettes, and you can also think about that. So in that way, you can like exchange your thoughts and your opinion as well. So just try to think regarding this etiquette, that what could be the other rules and regulations of handling the calls, or handling the official calls. Okay, just try to think, and We can have a discussion on that as well later on. Okay, so for today, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, so in this chapter, there is another topic, that is business etiquette. So it can also be considered as work etiquette. Okay, so the rules and regulations that you need to follow when you will start working in an organization or in a company. All right, so there are certain rules and regulations, basic rules and regulations that you should know, and each and every organization, they have their own set of rules and regulations. So it will definitely differ from one another. So one organization might have a different set of rules and the other organization might have a different set of rules. I will be talking about the general few basic or few general rules and regulations that you will have to follow as a professional, as a mm, as an employee. All right, so even if you start your own business, so you have to act professional, you have to be professional, isn't it? So it is going to these rules and regulations are something that an owner should also follow, and of course the employees have to follow. Okay, so these are some of the basic work etiquettes, the rules and regulations you should follow in your workplace. Okay, don't argue or show your anger. Okay, the first rule is not to argue or show your anger at your workplace. You need to control your anger. You are not supposed to argue with anyone or show your anger. Yes, you might be angry at times. You might not like certain things. You might not like some people. You might not like some opinions or the way some people work. But you are not supposed to argue with anyone and you're not supposed to show your anger. You can definitely discuss if you are having some kind of a problem with someone, or if you are having some kind of general issues, then definitely you can discuss with your colleagues, with your supervisor, with your seniors, but you should not argue or you should not show your anger, because uh, it's your office and you are supposed to maintain certain dignity. So that is why you cannot show your emotions. You need to control your emotions. All right. Next is be professional. You are supposed to be professional. You are supposed to follow all the rules and regulations of the organization. You're supposed to uh, handle everything very nicely. You have to be a person who is punctual, who who is someone on whom the other people can rely. So you have to be someone who can mm, who can take the responsibility and also fulfill the responsibilities. All right. The third point is to respect. So now respect is something that is very necessary. If you want respect from others, you also have to respect the others. So You definitely need to respect your colleagues, your juniors, your seniors, and everyone in the organization, even the people who are the external parties. You need to respect them as well. So this is another part of your duty, that you have to respect each and every one. Next is to never use negative statements. So try to not use any kind of negative statements, because that is going to again create a conflict. So that is why try not to use negative statements. And next is treat everyone equally. So you must be a person who can understand everyone and should treat everyone equally, because at the end of the day all are humans, even the people who are your juniors and who are the workers. You are supposed to treat them properly, you are supposed to treat them nicely. Then the next etiquette is handle official documents carefully. All right, you need to handle the documents carefully, because if you lose any kind of document, if you lost any kind of document, then that is going to be a big problem for the organization as well as for you. So while handling official documents, you must be very careful regarding that, and you are not supposed to, misplace any kind of documents. The next point is to be a little alert. So you need to be a little alert whenever you are there in your office, whenever somebody calls you or whenever a responsibility is given to you. You must be alert so that you can get all the necessary information. So I will be discussing more about work etiquette in the next class. So for today, these are the points regarding the work etiquette. So these are some of the rules and regulations, these are some of the etiquettes that you need to follow in your office. All right.